just getting so much better and just better and better with these coffees, man. It just looks so professional. I'm putting some color on mine, little patriotic star sprinkles. Got these from Walmart. Yeah, so they're just looking so much better. I mean, they just look so appetizing. They look so good. I put a few just red sprinkles on. That looks delicious. I'm proud of myself. I'm an iced coffee girl now. I make iced coffees look delectable. A little bit of breakfast. Got 2 boiled eggs and some toast. So good. I have my little iced coffee I made. I'm in my bedroom eating. There's some little iced coffee that I made in my recycled McDonald's cup. So good. You guys, this was my favorite breakfast when I was a kid at school. They would always do, well, not always. I mean, some days they would do, we'd have boiled egg, like buttery hard toast. Buttery hard toast. It was so good. I still eat it to this day. That was in our elementary school. Like probably 3rd grade or so. Crunchy, buttery bread. But this, I used margarine though. I didn't use butter. Just to try to make it a little healthier, but tastes great together. I would look forward to this breakfast when I was in 2nd, 3rd grade at school. It's really good. Just sitting up in bed, I'm watching Rachel Ray. I love Rachel Ray. I used to love the Food Network. So, watched it all the time and love Rachel Ray. And before any like Food Network and anything like that, I loved and still love her, Martha Stewart. I watched every show she had on the air. I just love Martha Stewart. I just love cooking shows and DIY shows, all of those kind of shows. I just love them. I boil my eggs for like 10 minutes, and then I just turn them off and let them just sit in the water until the water is cool enough for me to get the eggs out and peel them. But that's how I cook my eggs, and they're just perfect. They're just so soft, cooked all the way through, but it's very soft and not dry at all. They're delicious. And then I just sprinkle over the top of them with a little bit of seasoning salt, some black pepper, and parsley. And jazz them up just a little bit. You can put whatever seasoning you want to put on. But that's what I put on mine. And my toast, I melt margarine and just pour it over and use a butter knife to spread it around, and then I put it in the toaster with the butter on it. It's more, comes out more like it was in the oven. But today, I didn't use the oven today because it's too hot. And in the summertime, I try not to use my oven so much, because it heats the house up so bad. I have 2 straws. That's how good it is. You need 2 straws. You need 2 straws to get it in. And guys, I think I forgot to say grace, but I'm going to say it now. Dear Lord, thank you for the food I'm about to receive. In Jesus' name, amen. I think God knows I'm grateful. I think he knows that. I let him know that all day, every day. I talk to God every day, all day. He knows I'm appreciative of everything that he provides for me. I put him first in everything I do. Gotta put God first, guys. Keep the evil away. That's how you keep the evil away. Guys, I can't believe some of the stuff that's going on in the news, some of the stuff that I've been hearing about dealing with parents and I'm sorry. Excuse me, I'm trying to talk and eat. But dealing with the parents and children. I mean, there's always been issues with parents and children. Don't get me wrong. I mean, it's not, but seems like right now, people are killing their kids. And it's like, really? I mean, you kill your kid? I've seen so many stories in the news about people or mothers killing their kids. Where, on what planet do we do that? I mean, I don't have kids of my own. I wasn't blessed to have kids of my own, and I'm fine with it. I've learned to accept it, and I'm okay with it. I'm okay with that. It just wasn't in the cards for me, but doesn't mean that I don't love children. Doesn't mean that I don't know how to love children. Doesn't mean that I don't know how to take care of children, because I didn't have children of my own. I've always been a babysitter growing up. I babysat, my cousins, and when I got older, I realized and came to the realization and came to the conclusion that I wasn't going to have kids, and was okay with that, and I'm fine with it now. It's no big deal, but I just don't, me not even being a biological mother to anyone, cannot understand still how a mother could abuse or disown or unalive, try to say it a little nicer, unalive a child that came from them. I mean, what happened in your life that made you think that, that's the solution to anything? There are people in the world who, in my situation, that can't have kids or whatever, and who are wanting to adopt children to take care of and to love on, because for whatever reason that child doesn't have their parent. But the solution, you think the solution is to get rid of or unalive your child that came out of your body into the world, looking for you to take care of them and protect them. get that, you guys. It's really kind of bothering me, you know, because I've watched many. I've been on TikTok lately, and I've seen the story about the little girl, 6-year-old girl from the Bronx, that allegedly her mother killed her. There's still an investigation. They're still investigating and stuff, but everything points towards the mother. And so it's being said that allegedly the mother killed her. She was found in the closet unresponsive, and when the paramedics got there, she wasn't alive, and the home was filthy. There's 2 other kids in the home, but since then the mother has been charged, but she was arrested, but she was then let out on bond, and she's at home with a monitor on her ankle. And her children, the other 2 children, have been taken from the home because they also showed signs of abuse, and they were bruised and, you know, battered from, you know, her hands. And some of the neighbors in the apartment building said that they had heard things and heard the little girl screaming and begging for her life, and, you know, screaming at the top of her lungs. And that's how the police came in the first place. It's like somebody called in, said that they heard a child screaming, you know, and so they went and checked. And if I got my story right, now it could have been. I want to think too that the mother called the police, and you know, because she found her child unresponsive in the closet. You guys, I swear to God, that gives me the creeps. That does something to me on the inside, and it just breaks my heart to know that somebody, a mother of a child, would harm her child to the extent of death. I mean, let me just say this, kids, but by no means saying this, I'm not condoning any abuse of any kind. Kids they do test you. I'm gonna say kids can test you. But that's part of them being a kid, being a child. They're learning. When they're testing you, they're learning what they can do and what they can't do. You know what I mean? But at no time in their minds do they think that this would result in you harming them. They look to you to take care of them and to look out for them and to protect them from harm and to, you know. So can you imagine? I just can't imagine the feeling that the child would have. Knowing that their mother or father has something in them that would make them harm them. And on the videos, the little girl is clearly afraid. The videos that they show a video of her, the mother videoing the daughter, the little girl that got killed. She's videoing her. And the look in the little girl's eye is a complete look of utter fear at the hands of her mom. You know, it's almost like she's braced up in the video as if she doesn't know what her mom's getting ready to do to her. And she doesn't trust her. Go on TikTok and look it up. I mean, I'm sure it's everywhere. Probably just not TikTok, but go look up that video and watch it. I cried. That's how much I could see the fear in the baby's eyes. That baby was scared of her mother in a way that she shouldn't be. Now, on the video, the little girl has a Band-Aid on her forehead and a bandage around her wrist. where she's always looks like she's always recovering from some beating that she received from her mom. And I'm thinking to myself, why is that woman not under the jailhouse? Not in it. She should be under the jailhouse. If she done this to her baby, her own baby that came out of her body, that her body created, that her and some man created, and it came through her body. The baby came through her to this world, to come and have her world be taken away from her at 6 years old at the hands of her mother, allegedly. Y'all, this story has really pissed me off. I mean, and just to be truthful, to be honest with you guys, that story has pissed me off to the fullest. Because I don't understand how she's out of jail. And they took the other kids out of the house because of the, they show signs of abuse. The little boy, I think, is 8 years old, and her youngest child is 3 years old, and the baby who died is 6 years old. Now, the little boy had gone to school and told his teacher that his mom had beat him and punched him and kicked him and all this stuff, and he still wasn't removed from the home until somebody had to die for them to remove that baby from that abusive situation. And it just makes me cry, makes me want to cry. I feel so bad for them. But, that's all I'm going to say about that. I just wanted to know if you guys had seen that story. And then, while watching that story, other stories come behind it, like different stories that have happened like that. Well, there was another lady who beheaded her 3-month-old baby. And somebody came in, I don't know if it was a relative of hers or a friend of hers that came in to the house where she lived. And the baby was, I want to think, in the kitchen on the counter, dead. And the person that said he went into the room to see where she was, and she was in there asleep. You just cut your baby's head off and then went there, laid down, went to sleep. Allegedly. So anyway, the boy, I say boy because he sounded like a boy on the recording. He sounded like a young kid, like maybe a teenager or something. Called 911 and said that, well, she called 911 and she couldn't talk to him. She was so hysterical because the boy said, "Hey, the baby is in there. The baby is dead." And said, she was like, "What are you talking about?" She was on the video saying, "What are you talking about?" And they called the 911 at the same time. And so said, "What are you talking about?" And he's like, and so 911 answers and she tells him, "My son," or I don't know if she said her son or who, but somebody just came in and said that my baby's dead, laying on the countertop, dead. Carry up, and she said, I can't talk to them. Here, you talk to him." And so the boy got on the phone and he started talking about how gruesome the crime scene was and that he wasn't going back in there because it's just way too gruesome. The baby's head was, he said the baby's head was cut off or whatever, cut. You guys, look these stories up. I'm telling you, you can go on TikTok and look them up. And if you want to go deeper than that, you can Google it. You can go on TikTok, and if it's not enough information on TikTok for you about these stories, you can Google them and find more information out. But I lately have been kind of watching like crime TV and stuff, and I remember my sister the one who passed away, Tina, she used to watch them all the time, and they kind of freaked me out and kind of spooked me. So I don't watch them that often. But here lately, I've been into them, with the stories, the kind of stories that are happening right now. But I'm noticing a trend that these women are killing their babies that they had, that the Lord blessed them with. The Lord blessed you with a baby 3 times. You have 3 babies. The one lady, she has 3 babies, and she's been beating all 3 of them. Beat one to death, allegedly. Kind of pisses me off, y'all, I swear. And I know you guys have not seen this side of me before, but I'm pissed. I'm pissed about how these women are doing with these kids that they've been blessed with. There's a lot of women out there like me that have not been, blessed to have a child of their own, biological child. I have a stepson. I love him like he's my own. And yes, I discipline him, but not I don't put my hands on nobody's child. Nobody's kid. I've never put my hands on anybody's kid. Never spanked nobody I ever kept. But I do have rules, and I do expect you to go by my rules. That's as stern as it gets with me, with somebody else's child. And I just feel like if I had my own child, I wouldn't whoop them. I wouldn't put my hands on them because, number one, I'm bigger. And my power, the power of my hand is too much for a child. Yeah, I just feel like the power of my hand on a child is too much. I mean, it's almost like the saying, pick on somebody your own size. That applies in this. That applies to this situation. A grown-up and a child. There's no match. So what are you putting your hands on a child for? You know what I'm saying? I mean, come on. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna hurt that child because you're so much bigger. I mean, I don't get the whole thing of why people think they should put their hands on a child. I don't understand that. But it just angers me that people take their blessings for granted. A child is a blessing to you. You don't take that for granted and I mean, because could you imagine, just imagine being a child now. In my childhood, I don't remember I remember getting one spanking. And the spanking is completely different than beating, bruising. The spanking should not entail beating. Now, back in the day, my parents, during that time in the 70s, of course, everybody believed in spanking. But we were kids that were very disciplined. My mother was very, a matter of fact. I'm not going to say she was stern because, we'll get away with some things. But she was very my mother had a look. She had a look that she would give you and to straighten up and act right. Yeah, so basically, I'm just trying to figure out what is this new trend? What is this new trend that we forced to watch happen? Mothers killing their kids. Well, I mean, mothers disowning their kids and some disowning them, some killing them. Why we gotta watch this? I mean, what? No, like I say, I feel for the babies. I mean, they have to go through this kind of life. I mean, like I said, my mother back in the day, she wasn't, I wouldn't call it, like I said, I wouldn't call it strict, but she definitely had it laid down for us, what we could and couldn't do. And we knew it. We knew what it was because she instilled that in us. My dad never had to say anything because my mother had taught us how to properly behave. And she had a look that she could give you. She didn't even have to put her hands on you. The look would let you know she meant business and that it's time for you to sit down somewhere. You know, I know we got on her nerves. I mean, kids will get on your nerves. But you cannot and should not feel in your heart that you need to kill them. That it's okay for you to beat them down like they stole something, like another adult that stole something from you. You shouldn't have that in your heart. It shouldn't be in your heart to harm your child in a way that's going to result in them dying. So, you know, I just don't understand what the new thing is. You know, if it's mental illness, I still don't get it, because if you're taking your medication, if you're mentally ill, go to the hospital and get medication so that you can deal with everyday life, because having a child is everyday life. That's something you have to deal with. They're there every day. You got to feed them every day. You got to bathe them every day. You got to clothe them every day. This is life. Y'all have so hard of a time dealing with life that you don't want your baby to be alive anymore. You're just gonna kill them. God don't like ugly. God don't like ugly. You know, and then if you need, go to church. Get help from the community. Do anything but put your hands on a child and have it result in that baby not being here no more. Those babies deserve a chance in life. They deserve to be here. They deserve to go to school all the way through. They deserve to be able to go to college if they want to. And be able to do the shit that you, excuse my language, the shit that you should have been doing. Or maybe at least you had the chance to do that. Now, you took that away from your child. You're taking that away from them. You're taking life away from them. They don't have a chance to go all the way through school, go through college, meet someone, get married, have children of their own. That's to me, that's the American dream. And that's the point of having children, is to carry on generation after generation after generation after generation. But you guys, people are taking that away from these children. And it's not fair to them. Now, these other kids, in the first case that I've talked about, these other children don't have their sister anymore. They don't have their mother anymore. They're in state custody. And who knows, you know, what's going to happen. And more than likely, the mother's going to prison. You know, and apparently the dad's nowhere to be found. Hadn't heard anything about the dad. I heard it, and they said at one time that the video that she took was that the dad was coming to pick the little girl up. That's what they were outside waiting for. So, yeah, but that you took away her siblings. Don't have a sister anymore. They don't have a mother anymore. Now they're going to be in the system, and if there's not a family member, or if the dad's not going to take responsibility, now that those babies are going to be in the system. And it's just like a vicious cycle. And then they get in the system, and then they have they grow up hard-hearted, and they grow up to do crazy stuff that don't make sense, that could land them in prison. And it just goes on and on and on. I mean, where are you going to break the cycle? Break the cycle. Like I said, you can discipline children without putting your hands on them. And it ain't about putting fear in them. It's about talking to them and making them understand the differences in what's good and what's bad. Taking the time to sit them down and talk to them and make them understand what's good and what's bad. What's the right thing to do versus the wrong thing to do. It's simple. They're children. You're an adult. You have an adult mind. Use your adult mind for something other than gluing down your lace front. Use your mind for something positive. Instill in your children what's right, what's wrong, how to be loving, how to be, don't teach them how to be hard and how to rap the newest rap song with the most cuss words in it. Don't do that to your children. Help them to become successful. How to become successful. What you can do to make money. What you excuse me. It's just these are choices, you guys. These are all choices. The choice you make in raising your child is very important. It's gonna be what determines what they think about in their mind when they're not with you, when they're away from you. Well, if you instill this in them, in their mind, they're thinking, well, mama said I should do this or I shouldn't do that because this can happen. It's that simple, because their minds are a canvas, a blank canvas, and it's up to you to fill it and paint in what needs to go, what needs to be in their mind, what needs to be up here. You're the artist. The parent is the artist. In their minds, their little minds are like a blank canvas, and they're just trying to get what you have to give. They're getting what you have to give. And it depends on what you give to what they turn out to be. It's that simple, you guys. And it's like, excuse me, I don't know why God didn't bless me with, that for some reason. He must have something else in plan in mind for me. I don't have children. It must not be for me for some reason. But I believe that God has a plan for me that explains why. We don't know nothing until we get there for him to tell us. But there's a reason why. And he has another plan for me. And I don't quite know what that is yet. And I won't know until he directs me to it. But just in my mind, the intelligence of an adult human being, I know that we're put here to, when we have children, we're put here to nurture that child and teach them and guide them and make sure they don't go this way because this is not a good way. Let's go this way because this is better. This is what we want. And guys, I'm sorry, I get a little out of my character when I get upset. But this stuff has just been on my mind. It has been bothering me ever since I seen that story of that little girl got killed by, and allegedly by her mother. That should not even be a sentence. That little girl allegedly killed by her mother. That shouldn't even be a sentence. You guys, we got to do better. As human beings, you got to care more than what you're carrying. You got to care more. You got to care more. You got to use that heart that you got. You got to use it for the better. You know what I'm saying? It's just too much. It's too much. It's too much. It's like only thing that young women are thinking about now is how they look and what they have, and they might have a house full of kids, but them kids, a lot of women, not don't get me wrong, there are some very good mothers out there. I know several very good mothers that are young, but they care and they love their children the proper way. But I'm just speaking about the ones who don't. I'm speaking on those today. I'll do a video on good mothers one day, and the women that are good and just honestly good, and good was instilled in them and it paid off. We'll talk about them one day too, but today I'm talking about the ones that don't. It's like, I don't know what happened in your life that made you think all this is okay. But all I seem to see is mothers. You'll see them on TikTok. I hate to say it, but it's true. And I don't talk about nothing that's not true. I don't talk about nothing I don't know about. as far as seeing it with my own eyes. A lot of them is on TikTok. They on TikTok trying to show you they lace front. They on there trying to show you what the outfit they got on and how big their ass is. Excuse my language, but this is how I get my point across. How big their ass is. How small their waist is. Kids running around looking like who did it and what for. And just don't look happy. And you see them in the background running around and probably hadn't ate. Probably ain't been bathed in days. Probably ain't got the hair comb in days. Come on now. Y'all gotta do better. You know, I'm not saying I'm perfect, but I don't have kids. I'm looking out. I'm me. And I don't have anybody to answer to. But God. But all this is like forms of neglect. You don't have time. You don't have time. If you're on TikTok all day, you don't have time to do what you need to do for your kids. You don't have time to make sure they ate, to make sure they did their homework, to make sure that they understand their homework, to make sure that they, you know, are being taught what's right. And being taught morals and how to say please, thank you. You know, these are all important things in life. And as they grow up, they can take it with them. And then when they have children, they can teach them the same thing. The world would be a much better place if everybody did the right thing. And taught their kids what right is, what right and wrong is. Now, when you're wrong, you got to know that you're wrong. And it's got to be consequences to you being wrong, but it don't have to be me putting my hands on you. We can have a good talk, and you might be punished where you don't have all of your amenities, the things that you used to having, you know, your fun things that you love the most. You might lose those for a week or two. But that'll teach you, without me putting my hands on you, what wrong is. You got to teach your kids what wrong is. You can't let them think that wrong is okay. Because they'll grow up and do wrong to you if you don't teach them better than that. So, I don't know. I mean, you know, I'm not trying to preach to people. But I do have an opinion. And I feel like my opinion can be heard too. I don't know, guys. I mean, we just got to do better. And I'm going to say we because I'm not perfect. I'm not saying I'm perfect. But I can speak on what I know is right. Because I believe in what's right. I was taught to be right. I was taught to pick right over wrong. You know, and deal with the circumstances afterwards. I've been taught that. And it's instilled in me. And anybody that I teach or have dealings with, any child, I'm going to teach them the same way. Now, mind you, they may not like it. They might not think they have to listen to me because I'm not their mother. But believe me, they'll respect me for it in the future. They'll respect me for it later on in life. Because they'll see where what I was doing was right. What I was saying to them was right. I'm not going to never tell anybody, not even a child, something wrong. I would never tell a child something wrong. So, I mean, like I said, I'm just going on and on. But what got me started was that story about that girl in the Bronx. That got me going, guys. And I just wanted to share it with you. And I want you guys to go look it up. Comment down below what you think about that story and what it made you, how it made you feel. Because it saddened me. And then I got mad because I started thinking about how this could have been prevented and how that beautiful little girl could be in somebody else's home that would care more for her than her mother did. It's easy to care more than her mother did. Anybody could care more than her mother did. I mean, that little girl's face on that video says it all. It just tells you, it's like she's speaking to you through her eyes. She's scared of that woman. She's frightened of that woman. She was tensed up as though she thought that that woman was getting ready to put her hands on her again. And she already had a bandage here and a bandage on her wrist. Sad. It's sad. I want to also say and add rest in peace to that sweet baby. I don't want to use her name, and I don't want to use any video or pictures of her because she is a minor. And then out of respect for just her memory, I don't want to put any pictures of her or say her name, but you guys will find that story on TikTok. Happened probably last week. I want to think it was Memorial Day that it happened, but look it up. And make sure you comment down below. I notice you guys don't comment on my videos much, but please, I welcome you to comment on my videos and just let me know what you think about this story and how it made you feel on the inside, how you felt when you heard about it. But yeah. Okay, guys, that's all for today. You guys, I know I rattled on a little bit and I got a little upset, and I forgive me for that and excuse my language. I used a little bit of language today, but this is something I'm passionate about since I've heard it, and it's just how I feel, you know, and I just come direct when I'm talking about my feelings. But yeah, so guys, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please go down and hit the subscribe button. Also hit your notification bell so you're notified every time I post a video and you won't miss any of my videos. And I will see you guys in the next video. You guys, we gotta all do better. We gotta all do better. And I feel like, you know, we don't get involved enough. Now, if you hear somebody beating the hell out of their kids upstairs and you're in an apartment and you're upstairs and they're upstairs from you, please call the police. Call the police. And send them up there and tell them, hey, something's happening up there. That could save somebody's life. I mean, you know, we don't like to get involved. We know as black people and as human beings, period. Sometimes we don't like to get involved. But sometimes getting involved can save a life. That little girl should not be dead today. She doesn't deserve that. Somebody else would have taken care of her and loved on her. And let her flourish and thrive and grow and live. You know, so again, you guys, we got to all do better. It takes a village, as they say. So let's all get together and do better and help these kids do better. Don't let these kids grow up to be evil. That doesn't have to be. Okay, you know, so like I said, I get very passionate about this subject, and I don't know if it's because I don't have children of my own that makes me so passionate about it, because I'm okay with not having a child. I'm okay with not having a child, but that doesn't mean that I don't have an opinion on children. You know, but anyways, you guys, if you haven't subscribed, like I say, please go down and hit the subscribe button, y'all. Help me grow my channel. I'm trying to get up there. I'm trying to get higher. I think I'm maybe at 4,000, almost 4,000. Come on, guys, help me grow. Help me grow my channel so that I can start another channel, because I want to start another channel on cooking. And I'm not going to start it until this channel gets to a certain point. I want to get to at least 10,000 subscribers before I start another channel. So, yeah, you guys, stay tuned. Thanks for watching. Bye. Love y'all.
You got me acting out. You